Your interpretation might hold good. Let us assume 3 partners are there.
No, first we solve with 2 partners.
This part, 2 partners.
Mr. A can sign on the 16th to 20th years.
That's what, as per my view and some of the experts' view, as a conservative approach, we take up an approach that if that person joins another firm, he cannot sign for 10 years.
He is not signing for 10 years.
Any period of the 10 years.
No. Listen, Mr. A has signed 1st to 5th year.
Correct.
6 to 10, 11 to 16 have been signed by B and Mr. D.
Absolutely, understood.
So 16 to 20th years, after 10 years, Mr. A comes. So 10 years cooling period is...
I'm talking about an interpretation scenario. The rotation, when I explained, the rotation is akin to a sole proprietor or akin to a partnership firm. The period only is akin to a member. Now akin is who is getting appointed. Trigger is appointment and rotation follows up. Appointed is your sole proprietor. Appointed is your partnership firm. When a partnership firm is appointed, then the cool-off period is for a partnership firm and not for the partner. That's my interpretation and some of the experts when I argued this matter.
The cooling period is for 10 years. Cooling period is 10 years.
In the cooling period of 10 years, after 5 years, the partner will not be eligible, is my view. Because the entire, which go by the spirit of the provision, what cannot be done directly cannot be done indirectly. Why am I telling this? I will explain with an example. Some of the multinational firms, what they do, they have 10 network of firms. Chennai, Hyderabad, Bombay, Bangalore, all those things. So what the regulators thought is, 10 network of firms they will claim as 10 separate entity and keep rotating among themselves, then keep changing the partners among themselves. So they will plan in such a way that the audit does not go by spirit from that firm. That is where the Minister of Corporate Affairs has said, if you are intending to act under a brand and you have acted under a brand, you are posing yourselves that you are under one network of firm, be it anything.
No, but how it will be proved? It is debatable.
Today everybody knows who is not who. There is no requirement to have a legal. The conduct is also an agreement. There is no agreement need not be written. Conduct. When you all through you have claimed that you are part of that organization, that particular firm was a part of a XRY international firm. All through that you have claimed. Now you cannot just like that because Companies Act has come. You cannot say you cannot disassociate. Right or wrong? Accordingly, once you have proved that by conduct also, significant influence, I use their premises, then that is also considered to be. Ministry has considered all those things. Keeping Satyam in mind. Simple.
I have got an opportunity because Mr. Radhakrishnan was put to jail. You know that partner? Price partner who was put to jail because who signed the balance sheet.
Okay.
I had an opportunity of meeting him through someone. I saw his working papers. The way they did, even you will make mistake. It's not possible to see. The fixed deposit receipts was manufactured by in the computers, including the signature of the bank managers. The way it was done and it was shown to them. I mean, it's impossible for a layman to find out. I mean, not layman, but a person like us, like you and me, and all this, to find out something is happening over there.
No, but the cross-reference of banks should be there.
A simple question.
Simple question. Cross-reference of bank is also theoretical. If you write to any bank, last month I had. Listen. Last month I wrote to the bank. Last month I was signing a balance sheet. I wrote to Federal Bank. He was not answering. I told the manager. He said, "We don't have any time. We do not understand what is Sathya, all these sort of things." He gave me a letterhead of Federal Bank. Take this letterhead. You write whatever you want to come. Come to me. I will sign and put the stamp.
So it is a case of company, auditor and bank. All three.
These are theoretical. Bank will never give you right to State Bank. You will never get an answer. I can give you right.
So I'll tell you a simple procedure how to overcome this actually. Yes, search point is obviously valid to an extent where bankers. There is a requirement for an auditor to get a direct confirmation. There is a requirement for the company also to get a direct confirmation for the audited. But there is no compulsory regulation for bankers to give us a confirmation. There is a penal clause for them.
Gopal Krishnan is not at fault to my mind. I mean, apparently I thought he made a lot of money and this sort of things. When I got an opportunity to see his books of, papers, I felt sorry for him. Had I been his position, I would have been put to jail. I can give a guarantee. Immaculate calculation, immaculately done. But you can't make out, if you put two sides, no one can make out this is false, this is this is such a nice thing. And I'm telling you my experience. For the last 3 years, I am dealing with one of my clients, the Federal Bank. The manager said, I do not understand your Sontom case, I do not have time. You take this letterhead, you write whatever you want to write over there, come to me, I will sign and put the Federal Bank stamp. Are you happy? Is your license intact? I said, okay. You sign it, I won't be put to jail. He said, okay, thank you. Take a cup of tea, go. They don't check even.
Yes.
So this is the situation, this is a practical situation. Theoretically, we say so many things.
Let us procedurally deal with it. Sir, point is absolutely very practical. Procedurally let us deal. If you send a confirmation, the bank will not give you. What is the auditor has a recourse? To qualify the report of the client. Modify the report. Presently the modification. It can be either a qualification or adverse or disclaimer depending upon the factors. Now, for not receiving a bank confirmation, can I qualify? You can qualify. If you keep qualifying, every client you have to lose. Now, how do you strike a balance? We are put for a hold. Like your external confirmation as per SA 505, confirmation procedure says, you have to send a confirmation directly to your bankers, creditors and debtors. Creditors and debtors, fine, you can receive it because they are under the control of the company. Bankers, as to Sir's point, some of the nationalized banks, they don't give you the confirmation. Who are responsible? Actually, private banks give you.
Federal Bank never gives. My experience. Federal private.
Correct. So, but private bank gives. So, how do you do it? What procedure can be suggested from my side is, you look, sir, yeah, absolutely fine. What we are saying is that banker is not doing it. To protect ourselves, we will go directly to the bank. We will go directly to the bank. In the bank, we will go even, let us assume, he does not check and he writes whatever he feels. Let him write it. And he seals it. And his seal is very, very important. Without a seal, if you get a confirmation, it's not a confirmation at all.
Right. Seal and sign.
Seal and sign, signature. And signature also, tomorrow you can come back and say, I did not even sign it. The signature can be varied. There are cases in some of the courts of law, not in these situations. Signature itself is wrong. The way he signs generally is different from the way he has signed in the particular agreement. Then he says it's not my agreement at all. That is where a witness has to come. Witness will sign, witness 1, witness 2. In bank confirmation, how many of them will sign? Manager itself doesn't sign. Then where is the question of all these matters? So, to an extent where you can get the confirmation and file it, and along with the confirmation, what you can do is, you can go to the client, tell him to key in the password and username before your eyes. Before your eyes, there is a passcode also, token for a bank account, whatever the bank. Open and check after you get the confirmation, directly, immediately after it enters the screen, because you can put alt tab. Yeah, this much. So, my question to my faculty, auditor's duty, watchdog, bread down. It's a bread down only, no? You are looking at that like that. If in the spite also it puts an alt tab.
You have to go to the client with a mindset.
Yes.
All are thieves. All are 100% thieves.
Yes.
I am the right man.
Yes.
This is.
And we can put it across very diplomatic like that. All clients are devils. We should treat them as an angel. Like that, diplomatically we can put it across. Than saying that they are, we can put it across. Same thing only. All clients are devils. We have to treat them like an angel. We very well know that they are devils. So, looking at that perspective, we have to deal with this as a procedure. How to protect yourself is your standards on auditing. Letter of engagement, letter of representation, everything. In spite of that, something happens, it's God's. Then you have to deal with the same in the course only.
Only God can save.
That's all. So you have to go with the process. Because we cannot avoid certain things in life. It's like an accident which cannot be avoided. Let's go and face it. That's all. So looking at that perspective, if you follow procedure, 99.99% you will be safe. 1% somewhere here and there, you can put for a trial, but you can escape upon for a period of time. But SERP scenario, manufacturing all those things like a simple original receipt, it's a very difficult thing to trace, and then you cannot do it. Now, audit, this is a rotation concept. Now, certain disqualifications are there. Let's deal with the disqualification. What is the cutoff time for the exemption? I'll shortly.
One thing you said, in case of fraud, the auditor should report to the central government.
Fraud against the company.
Against the company to the central government.
Yes.
Give me the address of central government. Which department?
The address is given. Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Yeah. Address is given. In 143.12, need not send. You can send a physical copy also, and there is form 884. You can fill and file it. Address all is given. Properly format is also given. In ICI guidance note, that form has been given as an annexure. You can look at it. 884. Yeah. Now, let's go to the disqualification. Very interesting. They feel that this will give the independence and it will protect the chartered accountants from being. Independence is the basic crux of a chartered accountant. How he is independent can never be questioned. Whether he is independent or not is subject to himself, and nobody can impose it. By just saying you don't purchase 1 lakh rupees shares in the company, you cannot say he is independent. He will purchase 99,000 rupees share, but still not be independent. And still, there is a possibility that the chartered accountant can purchase 5 lakh rupees share, still be independent. But the MCA, to wash off the eyes of the investors, says a chartered accountant is holding more than 1 lakh rupees share only, is not considered to be independent. So like that, disqualification is there. Disqualification is provided under section 141. Ownership of security or interest in the company or specified entities, subsidiary, holding, fellow subsidiary and associate, applicable to holding more by relatives in excess of 1 lakh rupees. If excess of 1 lakh rupees. Now let us deliberate about this point. Now, in case of the disqualification, if a particular chartered accountant who is practicing, if he has to be appointed to the company, he should not be disqualified. For example, the first point says, if you are holding security interest in that company for more than 1 lakh rupees, you are disqualified, along with your relatives. Either you can hold alone and you will be disqualified. If your relative is also holding, then you will be disqualified. Who are your relatives? Relative is defined under section 2, subsection 77 of the Companies Act 2013. Relative includes your dependent relative, your father, mother, wives also included, father, mother, wives, and then stepmother, stepfather, son, daughter, stepson, stepdaughter, like that the relatives has been defined. Yes, sir. Brothers and sisters.
I think.
No. Yeah, brothers and sisters, correct. Brothers and sisters.
That means if my brothers buys shares of this store, I cannot sign this.
Yes. Yeah, that's what is the problem now. Let me explain you with a comical example. Vice versa, it is applicable. Students are used to do that. Just for purpose of fun, we can discuss. There is a husband and wife. Husband and wife are having a tough fight at home. Let us assume he is an auditor for one of the premium listed companies in India. Now, wife is scolding him. Vice versa possible. Wife is I'm not opposing any gender. Gender equality is vice versa. Now, wife is scolding the husband, saying that if you are going to further fight with me, tomorrow I will buy 1 lakh rupees shares in that company.
See, you're gone.
Yeah, your livelihood is gone. You pay me 1 lakh rupees today. I want money today. You are not giving any money to me. For a home you are giving 5,000. You are everything, you are investing in your own name. And you are buying car, you are spending for children only. You are not even getting me one sari. Tomorrow I have 1 lakh rupees saving in my masala box, which I will take and invest in these shares, like that. Like comical. I am just telling you, may or may not happen, may not also happen, reality. Okay.
And I will report to MCA.
MC also. MC also. And ICA also. ICA also. So now like that she says. Now he does not abide. First thing he abides and says, no problem, no sorry, I'll give every money. And let me be the auditor of the company. Like this, every year there is a threat and he will give the money. Like a bonus every year he gives. Now, second thing, he cannot be, he says, you do whatever you want, I don't care. Like that he says. Okay, Vice goes and buys the shares in that company. Now, the chartered accountant is holding 70,000 rupees share in that own security interest. Wife buys exactly 30,000. No problem. 1 lakh only, no. In excess of 1 lakh only, disqualification. Wife buys 30,000, 1 rupee. 70,000 plus 30,000, 1 rupee. Now, somebody might argue, the chartered accountant, who is an auditor of the company, is holding a security interest of 70,000 only. And 30,000 is only held by wife. 30,001 only is held by wife. Both of them does not exceed 1 lakh. Accordingly, disqualification does not exist. Here, it is not a tax planning. Here, independence is subject to you and your relative are considered to be the same. And 70 plus 30,000 1 rupee, 1 lakh 1 rupee crosses, accordingly it calls for disqualification. Now, this is the second scenario. Third scenario, the wife fought with you and then the wife purchased the shares of that company and immediately the disqualification gets attracted. No. He can apologize up to 60 days to the wife. Within 60 days, she can, whatever the shares she purchased, she can sell off from the company so that the disqualification does not get attracted. These are the planning aspects which you can have when you are fighting with the wife. Is one of the examples. So just funny. So it can apply for any relationship. Brother, sister, father, mother, like all the relationship, this is applicable. Now, second thing, business relations with company, specified entities. Next disqualification. First disqualification we have discussed. Let's go to the second disqualification. Business relations with company, specified entities, subsidiary of associate, not in the ordinary course of business and arm's length. Now, there is one chartered accountant. He is an auditor of Hindustan Unilever. That chartered accountant has a habit of brushing his tooth only with the Pepsodent toothpaste. Pepsodent toothpaste. Simple, funny example so that you will understand forever. He buys the Pepsodent toothpaste from a small kirana shop near his home. Now, whether it is a business relationship which will attract disqualification. The second disqualification is business relationship with the company should not be there. Now, this business relationship, whether it is a business relationship, answer is yes. But it is at the ordinary course of business and arm's length. What is ordinary course of business? Any kirana shop will sell the Pepsodent paste. And any kirana shop, the way it is sold for third party, it is selling to the auditor also. Then, it is a business relationship in the ordinary course of business at its arm's length basis. Now, our chartered accountant, auditor, second scenario, goes to that kirana shop and shows the membership card of the ICI. Says, this is a membership card of the ICI, look at this membership number. This is the annual report of Hindustan Unilever, look at the annual report. In that annual report, the membership number is the same. This is the membership number. The firm is my firm. You know that firm is existing for last so many years. You also know that I am a chartered accountant auditor. Give me the paste at certain discount as I am being an auditor of the company. Like that he is asking. So, what is a normal relationship becomes a special relationship. Now, he gives a discount to them. Discount to the auditor. Now, this is not in the ordinary course of business. This is not in the arm's length basis. This is not at the arm's length basis because just the way it is sold for a third party, it has to be sold for the auditor also. Accordingly, it is not at arm's length basis. What is arm's length? When you meet newly, then you will speak to them in a arm's length basis only. So, accordingly, applying the same scenario, when a third party or known person, if you are dealing at the price of an arm's length basis, then it will be considered as a normal price and it is allowed. This business relationship is allowed. Let me go to the third example. Now, you are a Hindustan Unilever auditor. You anyway buying Pepsodent paste every 3 days once one full paste you are buying. Let us assume. So now auditor calculates plans. Why can't I go and purchase in a wholesale basis from factory gate of Hindustan Unilever? And in this process, if I get a wholesale basis, the price will be lesser. And I will also sell some paste outside and also use some paste myself, consume also. So he goes to the factory gate. In the factory gate, it is not sold for anybody other than dealer. He kind of becomes a dealer of the company. How did he get access to that company? Is because of the being an auditor of that company. Then he will be disqualified from being appointed as an auditor because this is not an ordinary course of business. Neither it is at arm's length basis. Fourth scenario, there are employees in the company. For example, if you look at I don't know how many of them know, Saloon, Limelight, Green Trends and all. Green Trends is there, Kolkata? Green Trends, haircut shop. Green Trends, Naturals. Naturals is there? The salon shop.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a salon shop. Let us assume you are the auditor of that. You are an auditor of that company. Now, when you are an auditor of the company, employees are given employee discount of 25% from saloon. Whoever cuts hair in their own company gives them 25%. The company says, as you are an auditor of the company, you also can avail that, sir. Can I avail that? Now, is it an ordinary course of business? No, you are not an employee of the company. You are an independent auditor, trustee of your members of the company. Accordingly, it is also not in the ordinary course of business and it is not an arm's length basis. Accordingly, it attracts disqualification. Next question. Who will find out if I get a discount? Who will find out if I get a discount? I go to the salon shop, let us assume that I am availing the discount also. Who will find out? Who will report this matter? So the question is, the provision is there. So that is the reason independence is not about complying with the provision. Independence is about being in the mind. Unbiased way of expressing opinion should be there in the mind. So somewhere down the line, the regulators have brought in all the regulation, but there is no deduction mechanism. It is like our Black Money Bill, Black Money Act. Black Money Act says how to deal with the black money when it comes to India, that anybody can do. How to bring black money, that Black Money Act does not say. The entire crux of black money goes for toss. Is there a provision in the DWA? Is there a mechanism through which you can bring the black money?
Even God cannot bring the black money. Take it from
Yeah, so whatever it is. So it's Black Money Act is only a black.
because it is not in individual name.
Correct.
In Swiss bank, if you go, it won't be in the name of
Exactly. There is some other name.
some other name,
Binam.
and it is broken by in the computer programming. About 500 channels are there, the accounts. This from this to this goes to 620 account number.
Correct.
That account number is only the chairman over there. He himself has got.
Correct.
No one knows.
So deduction
Track
mechanism.
over there from there, even God cannot.
So deduction mechanism is not there. Act is there. Why? To show to the people that Black Money Act is there. You are doing everything for the people, like that they have. Like that, everything is there. But how do you check it? How do you check? Let us assume respecting chart account buys shares and sells also. How will you find out? You have to put for investigation to find out. So, how many chart account investigate? What you will do? How to find out? How many relatives? First of all, whether the institute has the records of all the brothers and sisters, relatives. Legal and document has to be shown saying that this is my brother, this is my sister who are eligible for the property. Accordingly, is my brother and sister. Like that and all issues. So code is there. How to implement is a question mark, biggest question mark. Second, now this disqualification attracts whether to, for example, I am disqualified in holding company. Can I be appointed to the subsidiary company? Can I be appointed to the associate company? The entire structure you cannot be appointed. When you are disqualified at a holding company, then you cannot be appointed to the subsidiary company. Then you cannot be appointed to the associate company. Neither you can be appointed to the joint venture company. Even if you are not, if you are disqualified at the associate company, then you cannot be appointed at the subsidiary company. Then if you are disqualified at the subsidiary company, then you cannot be appointed at the holding company. Like this, the disqualification goes. Okay. Now, similarly, applies to the business relationship also. If the business relationship is with the subsidiary, associate or joint venture, also it is possible. Now, a company like Tata Steel, look at how many subsidiaries and associate and joint ventures they have. How to again verify which company went and bought? Whether, okay, at least chartered accountant buys fine. His relatives went and bought in which company? Which company? There are about 100 associates or subsidiary. Which company? What he bought? Whether he bought or somebody bought? How did he make a cash payment? How many issues are there? This is a code, and these disqualifications are only for the purpose of code, and we have to ensure that independence is there in our work, unbiased work. Then indebtedness to company, indebtedness to then auditor subsidiary. That is, today under the Companies Act, let me also explain this as what is the cutoff time we can have.
5 o'clock. No problem. You can carry on.
Carry on.
So,
No problem.
now, you are, today when you are a qualified chartered accountant, member of the institute, when you are in practice, today you have 3 services which you can provide. 1 is audit services. 2 is your non-audit services. 3 is prohibited services. By saying prohibited services does not mean chartered accountant cannot provide those services. By saying prohibited services, chartered accountant who is an auditor of the company cannot provide the prohibited services under section 144. Chartered accountant can provide the services, prohibited services. Chartered accountant still can provide prohibited services. But chartered accountant who is an auditor of a respective company cannot provide the prohibited services. That is called prohibited services under section 144. Lot of members or lot of students, when they understand this provision also, who are qualified students, when they come for interview, when we ask this question, prohibited service means chartered accountant cannot provide. That is what they understood. In the exam also they write like that. There is a thin line of difference. Chartered accountant who is an auditor of the company cannot provide that services.
So, to that company.
Yes, to that company again.
He can provide to some other company.
Yeah, some other company can provide.
Yeah,
correct. To the extension. Correct. So to that company, some other company can provide the prohibited services. Absolutely. So today, to explain that, so that throughout our professional career we should remember it because it's going to exist. Audit services. Audit services I am providing. Can I provide non-audit services? Answer is yes. I am an auditor of a company. Can I provide non-audit services? Answer is yes. What is non-audit services? Like representation before ITAC, representation before CESTAC, representation before CIT appeals, representation, litigation work of a client, preparation of a return, that is a different issue altogether that we will discuss later point of time. Preparation of a return at this point of time is allowed for a client. So when you are doing an audit of a company, then you can also do the non-audit services. Now let's come to the other discussion. Now you are providing prohibited services. Can you provide non-audit services? What is prohibited services? Like valuation, investment advisory, management services, preparation of their MIS, like that these services you are providing. Can you provide non-audit services? Answer is yes. If you are providing prohibited services, still you can provide non-audit services. If you are providing prohibited services, you cannot provide audit services. But you can provide non-audit services. So if you are providing a prohibited services, you cannot provide audit services, but you can provide a non-audit services. But again, if you are providing non-audit services, then you can provide audit services. So it is two extreme ends, two poles apart. Prohibited service is one pole and audit is another pole. There is no connection between them at all. They can never be connected. So what can be a connecting factor is only a non-audit services. Non-audit services can be done with an audit service and non-audit service can be done with a prohibited service. This is an explanation to this. Now there are certain issues in this section. I will come to that later. Now let's complete the disqualification. Disqualification of auditor says if you are rendering a prohibited services, then you cannot be the auditor of the company. Auditor of the company. 144 is 10 minutes discussion. That is very important for the practitioners. I will do that in another short while. But in disqualification, if you are providing prohibited services, then you cannot be the auditor of the company. Then guarantee or security in connection with, next is indebtedness to any company. Indebtedness, I am an auditor of a company. I am indebted to the company for more than 5 lakh rupees. The company is indebted to me. Then that is not a disqualification. I don't know why they have not included that. I am indebted to the company. I have got loan from that company. There are other two issues which will emerge immediately to the members. I will tell you what that issue was shortly. I am indebted to that company. Tata Steels, I am indebted to the company for 5 lakh rupees. I got loan from that company 5 lakh rupees. Then this attracts disqualification. HDFC Bank, I got loan. Whether it attracts disqualification? It's a company. It's a banking company regulated by RBI. It is a company in first place. So it will not attract disqualification because it is the ordinary course of business.
No, there is one more point.
Yeah.
The auditor has not taken loan from the company. He has taken advance against the fees.
Advance also is correct.
This course fees is 1 crore. I have taken 70 lakhs of rupees.
Got it.
So, what happens to
it's the right point. It is an indebtedness.
You said it's loan.
Loan also, your point also. So both the points gets attracted. Sir says, for example, I am charging from a client 10 lakh rupees audit fees. I am telling the client, please provide me advance of 5 lakh rupees. First thing is that advance fees cannot be got because the ICA regulation does not permit. So when the ICA does not permit, indebtedness doesn't come is my point.
No, there is another point. Fees accrue. The point of signing the balance sheet.
Oh, what is that?
Fees accrue. Suppose your audit fees is 1 crore rupees. You are entitled to 1 crore. The moment you sign the audit report, then the fees accrue. Otherwise, fees.
So ICA.
You are not entitled to take even 1 paisa.
That is misconduct.
For signing the audit report.
That is misconduct.
Yeah.
It is like a negotiation space.
Yeah.
There is a misconduct actually.
Yeah.
So first of all, I say it does not permit. Let us assume that the chartered account has got, that is also an indebtedness. According is considered to be a loan. If he gets like that, if he says that it's an advance fees, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
If he says it's a loan that he has taken, at least this disqualification gets attracted. Okay, so this disqualification gets attracted, and accordingly he is disqualified to be the auditor of the company.
All the firms do that.
All the firms do that. Okay, one more member. Sometime in, I belong to suburban in Chennai, where I came from village area and prepared for my exams and cleared. So there was one practitioner, sometime he used to call me. And Companies Act 2013 came in. He somehow felt that he wants to call me, he called me. Sathya, I want a clarification, bit confidential, he said. I said, please sir, tell me what is the big deal. He said, sir, I am giving loans to my clients. I am also auditor for that company. Under the Companies Act, whether disqualification gets attracted, he asked. I looked at that is when I looked into the Companies Act disqualification. I clearly did not fall into any of the disqualification. Now he says, I am giving loan much more than my audit fees, 100 times higher. Audit is naam ke vaste. I am having business with the client. Here, business relationship with the client, company's business we are looking at. Chartered accountant is doing this business, but first he should not do the business because clause 11 prohibits the thing. But he provides that money, and that money he gets interest out of it. He says that he is maintaining a relationship only for doing this business as an auditor.